Today, 22nd January 2022, the subject MLT is second year, subject is pathology. Yesterday, histopathology is the chapter histopathology is over. Today, Unit 1, preparation of blood smears and examination. So once again, histopathology questions, important questions are given today. Histopathology 565, page number 565. So write down important 2 marks questions. What is histopathology? Second one is define biopsy. Third one is name any 4 types of biopsy. Then fifth one is write the definition of fixative and fixative. Fixation and fixative. Very, very important questions. Now, next long questions. Write introduction of histopathology and write the types of biopsy and define. Is the long questions. And explain fixatives and explain routine hematoxylin and eosin staining. These 2 stains are especially used for histopathology. These are long questions. So today we are going to in pathological first unit, unit 1. యూనిట్ 1 ఆల్రెడీ మనం చెప్పుకోలేదండి. ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్ స్టార్ట్ చేయలేము, ఇప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ చేసుకున్నాం ఒకసారి. ప్రిపరేషన్ ఆఫ్ బ్లడ్ స్మియర్స్ అండ్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్. హౌ టు ప్రిపరేషన్ ఆఫ్ బ్లడ్ స్మియర్స్ అండ్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్. సో బ్లడ్ స్మియర్స్ ఎట్లా ఎగ్జామ్ చేయాలి, ఎట్లా స్మియర్ చేయాలి, ఎట్లా ఎగ్జామినేషన్లో చూడాలి. నెంబర్ 1 ఈజ్ థిన్ అండ్ థిక్ బ్లడ్ స్మియర్స్. థిన్ అండ్ థిక్ బ్లడ్ స్మియర్స్. యూ హ్యావ్ టు take the blood sample. A blood film or peripheral blood smear is a layer of blood smear on a microscopic slide for staining and microscopic examination. So first of all, you have to patient and to 3 types of collection of blood sample. One is venous blood, one is pricking method. You have to take in prick method and blood groups. So you have to take the blood sample in pricking method in on this slide. So you have to take another slide, removing from 35 to 45 angle. Just remove 1.5 inch square, 1.5 inch square. So remove thin or thick smears are used. Slide for staining and microscopic examination of various blood cells to investigate the disorders of blood to identify parasites such as malaria and filaria. So why it is thin and thick smears are used? Means thin and thick smears are used for especially identification of malaria parasite and filaria parasite. Clear? Especially for this is the pathological examination in thin and thick smear preparations. There are 2 types of blood smears. One is thin blood smear and thick blood smear. Thin and thick blood smears consist of, you have to see ఇక్కడ చూపించినట్టుగా మీరు డ్రా చేసుకోవాలి. సో థిన్ స్మియర్ కనుక అయితే థిన్ స్మియర్ Thin smear. First of all, you have to do the thin smear. A thin blood film made by spreading a drop of blood uniformly across a clean, dry and grease-free glass slide using a smooth edges of spreader. Clear? Once again I will reading. A thin blood film made by spreading. A thin blood film made by spreading a drop of blood uniformly across a clean and dry glass slide using a edged spreader. So this is the, it is mainly used for DLC study. What is DLC? డిఫరెన్షియల్ ల్యూకోసైట్ కౌంట్. ఇది ఎందుకొరకు యూజ్ చేస్తాము? ఈ థిన్ స్మియర్ని ఎందుకొరకు యూజ్ చేస్తాము? డిఫరెన్షియల్ ల్యూకోసైట్ కౌంట్ చూడడానికి యూజ్ చేస్తాము. డిఫరెన్షియల్ ల్యూకోసైట్ కౌంట్ మీన్స్ వాట్? యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఎస్టిమేట్ న్యూట్రోఫిల్స్ అండ్ ఇస్నోఫిల్స్ అండ్ basophils, monocytes and lymphocytes. These all are cells are definition of differential leukocyte count. So these cells are studied in, especially you have to thin blood smear preparation. So next you have to do the thick smear. The thick blood smear made by taking a large drop of blood in the center of clean and dry glass slide. Clear? And spreading slide corner over a 1.5 inch square area, mainly used for identification of homoparasites. Example, malaria and filaria. So making an ideal blood smear, it should cover about half of the length of the slide. So it should be tongue shaped, especially tongue shape, making an ideal blood smear. Especially these blood smears are used for tongue shaped. You have to use for, especially in tongue shapes are used. It should be monolayer or blood cells. It should not extend to the edges of the slide. It should be uniform in consistency without holes, scratches and ridges. Methods of slide method. Place a drop of blood about 1 inch, 1.5 inch half inch from the end of the slide from applicator sticker. Lightly balance spreader slide on your fingertips. Okay, and place the spreader slide at a 30th degree angle in front of the drop of blood. Pull the spreader slide back towards the blood droplet until you touch the droplet and blood spreading along the edge of the spreader slide. Air dry the smear and stain within 1 hour. So you have to cover slip method. Place a small drop of blood on a cover slip. Place another cover slip on a drop of blood, then pull the cover slip apart from the slide. Okay, then after slide method, making the thin or thick smears, we have to do the staining with the Leishman staining. Composition: Leishman stains powder, anhydrous methanol. Preparation: Leishman's powder dissolved anhydrous methanol using glass beads. Magnetic stirrer carefully warming 37 degree centigrade. Principle: polychromatic staining solutions contain methylene blue and eosin, which are basic and acidic dyes. So requirements: blood smear, acetone free methanol. So how to what is the procedure of staining? First you have to take the one slide and capillary or venous blood drop, 1 drop of venous blood. Pour 8 drops of Leishman stain on the smear. Wait for 2 minutes. Added 16 drop buffered water. Mix by rocking and wait for 7 to 10 minutes. Fluid off the Leishman stain with the distilled water for 2 to 3 seconds. Since longer washing will remove the stain, drain the slide in rack. and allow to dry. The procedure, especially first of all, we have to take the slide and capillary or venous blade. Then after pour with approximately 8 drops of staining solution on the smear. Wait for 2 minutes and added 16 drops of buffered water. Mix by rocking and wait for 7 to 10 minutes. Fluid of the stain with distilled water for 2 to 3 seconds, since longer washing will remove the stain. Drain the slide in rack and allow to dry. Then you have to do, and Romanovsky stain was invented by a Russian physician. So advantages of Romanovsky stain, they are readily available. Disadvantages, nuclear and nuclear details not as a good. Uses used for examination of blood films, bone marrow and cytology. So this Romanovsky stain, different Romanovsky stains continuation tomorrow. Thank you.